Murray, first of all, congratulations on the week you've had this week. It's been phenomenal in terms of setting out, getting everything you set out to achieve. Have you felt pretty good all week?
Oh, yeah, look, I mean, it's been a long week, a lot of racing, but yeah, pretty happy to come away with wins in 3 events and cement my spot on that 7-man squad.
Obviously, there's no such thing as a sure thing, but you obviously would have had the confidence coming into this that you'd done all the work that things would fall into place.
Oh, look, it's, when you're dealing with athletes of this calibre, that I was racing against all weekend, there's definitely no such thing as a sure thing. I just wanted to go out there and in each case just execute the race plan, whether it was, the K4, we had a very specific race plan, K2, same thing, K1, same thing, so in each case I just tried to reset and focus on that race.
Ready, set, go!
When I spoke to you the other day, you talked about how post-London you sat down with your wife and the family and you talked about the future. How serious a thought did you give to possibly not going out there this year and trying to defend your medal?
Oh, look, that was probably a shorter conversation than than actually going out there and doing it. But no, I mean, there are definitely other things, in life, other than paddling, and for me it was sort of weighing up the pros and cons of keeping on with the sport, and I guess I'm glad I have now, but I really want to. This could potentially be my last sort of shot in the Olympics, and if that's the case, then I really want to go out with a bang, I guess.
We know in the last 4 years there have certainly been some difficult times for the boat, for the crew. Have there been moments when you've wondered whether it was worth going? I mean, have you at any stage thought, this is not worth it?
Oh, look, last year particularly, well, I guess from the end of 2014 through to most of the 2015 season was one of the toughest, years of paddling I've ever experienced. Definitely the idea of what am I doing this for went through my head a few times. That was probably one of the major reasons I decided to focus on the K1 last year was with everything that had happened with the 4. I kind of just wanted to take a bit of time to reset and do, I guess, focus on me and trying to stay away from the other aspects of what happened with the K4, I guess. So there were some low points in the year, but I guess I'm glad that I got through it.
You would obviously be aware there are a lot of people speculating about what you might do. In the back of your mind, did you always know you were going to come back to the K4, or was there a time when you thought, I'll just focus on the K1?
Yeah, look, I mean, I have to admit, what we had in London with that K4 was a special, it was a special crew, and I don't know if we'll ever get to that level again, but part of what does keep me excited about the prospect of doing K4 again is that you look at the crew last year, they were 4th without me and Tate, 50% of the crew changed, and they're still 4th at World Champs, and I'd love to. Potentially the crew would change dramatically again if we were to race with myself and Lockie and Kenny. It would only really be Jake in there from last year's Worlds crew, so it'd be another major change. But there's the prospect of racing those 2 K2s is it's exciting. So. Or if it was the other boys, if it was with some variation of the rest of the squad, I think everyone's paddling at such a high level that it does it's an exciting future, and I think the K4 is going to be very strong.
You guys in London certainly had a close bond. It seemed from the outside that the incident with Tate affected you more than anyone else. That you were the hardest. You took it the hardest. Is that fair? And what was that like for you that period?
I think Tate definitely took it the hardest. But I don't think it's fair to say that I took it the hardest. I mean, the other boys, it hit everyone in a similar but different way. I think I just really struggled to get over it, and I think the other boys, it wasn't that it hit them less hard, but I think that they just tried to focus on the elements that they could control, which was their paddling. And for me, it probably took a lot longer to dawn on me that it was something that we couldn't change. It was happening, and I really struggled with it. And I still, to this day, don't believe that Tate's done anything intentionally wrong. He's had my full support, and I think he's had the sport's full support in that capacity. But in terms of actually battling the charges, he's really had to do it on his own, especially financially. Like it's been so hard to see one of my best mates go through such a tough time. I mean, financially and emotionally, it's just been so draining for him, and it's hard not being able to do anything really to help.
What was your overwhelming? I mean, I would imagine you had the whole roller coaster of emotions, but was it overwhelmingly anger or disappointment or sadness?
A mixture of everything, really. Like I said, having spent so much time with Tate, I can't for a second believe that he's done this intentionally. And with that being the case, it was mainly just sadness. Not so much for us and the crew, but just for Tate to end his career, potentially end his career in that way. I just couldn't imagine anything worse than knowing that you are not a dirty athlete, but having people speculate that you are. And look, I mean, I just couldn't imagine a worse way to go out, which makes it heartbreaking when it's a close friend of yours.
Anybody else?
After London, I know that you were disappointed with the K1, and because it was sort of out of your control a lot, because you had some illness issues and stuff like that. Would you like to get a chance to do that again and just show everyone what you are capable of? Because you've put so much time into this event, and I sense that it's your favourite event that you'd really like to get out there and have a serious crack at it in Rio.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say that's my favourite event. I really do love racing. It's like having 3 children, really. I love all the events equally for different reasons. But for me, there's definitely an aspect of I don't know if it's unfinished business or just maybe untapped potential. I feel like I can go, and really mix it at the top level. And London, even if I had been healthy, I think I would have been maybe pushing top 5 if I'd had my best race on that day. But because I've been there now for a couple of years and that sort of top group. But I think I just really want to break into that next level, and I think I've been working hard and improved a few things since then, and I think I've still got a few things to improve if I want to make that next step. But half the reason why you do sport is because it's a challenge, and it's a challenge I'd really like to take on.
And final question, Murray. You talked about the camaraderie, the bond with the 4 of you, and obviously between now and Rio, you're going to spend a lot of time in each other's pocket. Is that fun? I mean, you strike me as the sort of guy who likes his own space and all that sort of stuff, but do you enjoy also the whole team atmosphere and what's going to be between now and Rio? And what is it like to share a podium with 3 mates, I suppose?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess that's sort of the missing element is that we've sort of talked about Tate, but for me the other factor is losing Dave from the squad. He's missed the team primarily due to injury, and for me, it's almost as bad as having lost Tate as well. I think in Dave's situation, having gone out for injury is it's a different legacy. He hasn't done anything wrong, and he's had a great career, and he may continue to go from next year onwards. But not having him, that element in the squad, it's going to be a different squad. Not having Tate last year it changes the dynamics, and for me that bond through London with those 2 and with Jake was such a strong element. We really spent a lot of time together. We were a very, very tight unit, and having sort of lost two of your close mates from the team it does change things, but at the same time the rest of the guys on the squad are great guys, and we've got seven of us, and there's been a really it's been a culture that's sort of been building for the last years with these juniors who've been coming through, and they're all they're respectful to the older group, but they're also right there nipping at the heels from an athletic point of view. So it's definitely kept us all on our toes, and it means that there's excitement to the squad. Everyone wants to go well, and everyone wants everyone else to go well. So I think that's the starting point, and we've got time between now and Rio to forge the cruise, and really I think the rest will take care of itself.
You'll be a bit of a father figure. Sounds funny to say that, but one of the older statesmen of the team.
Yeah. Well, between Kenny and Jake and myself, we've been there for a few years. The other two have both been to 2 Olympics before, so to call me the older statesman wouldn't really be fair. I think it'd definitely be one of those two. But look, there's a mix of youth and experience, and I think there's the one thing everyone's got in common is a great deal of talent, and I think for us we're in a great place from that point of view, and I think everyone's very excited about what we can do from here.
Murray, it's going to be a fantastic few months between now and Rio, and we're really looking forward to seeing what you guys can really do in Rio. So best of luck with that, and good luck for the future.
Cheers, thanks very much, Ross.